Hello, YouTube. It's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we're talking 90 Day Hunt for Love, Season 1, Episode 7. The Boy Who Didn't Know What Bye Meant. Okay, yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, let's just get on into it. So 90 Day Hunt for Love. So we picked up where we left off last week at the social media workshop when Elise confronted Jen and Colt and Rob, and Colt started screaming at Rob and Jen and everything and all that, and that big little cluster and stuff and everything. Jen came to the conclusion that Cole is really too controlling, and Cole, not Colt, Cole. After all the back and forth, and the dating coach just had to stop the fighting and said, "Look, we're all here to meet each other and find love and everything. We can't get caught up in the gossip and the rumors and all that, because at the end nobody wins 100% and everything." Now, what I said last week was that I think like Tiffany and some of the other people, like, I don't know why they're so worried about Rob and Jen and Cole, basically, because everybody's like doing the same thing, basically. Like, so like, why is the focus? Like I said, the only thing that should be addressed is that Elise should not be slandered by saying that she's been intimate with Rob, basically. So after the social media workshop, Jen told Cole that she needs some space from him and everything. Like, he tries to walk her back to the room. She's like, "No, just give me some space." Jen says that, "I want to marry Cole, but I want to F Rob." Whatever. Who cares? Again, I'm not a fan of Jen, but it is what it is. So, meanwhile, now we have some dates coming. Have some dates that happen. We have Chantel go on a date with Joe. That's the guy that she's been vibing with. They go, and Usman, remember last week, Usman, to try to make Courtney jealous for hanging out with Colt. Usman goes on a date with Nikki, one of the singles. Finally starting to see some more of the singles. So Chantel and Joe go on the date. They go like in this beer bath or whatever. And, they shared a kiss and everything. And it was a cool day. It was really romantic. And Chantel's vibing with them. That's what we need. That's what we need to see, and everything. There was not much else to pinpoint with that. Now, Nikki and Usman, they had like a little weird date because they, like, I don't know, it just had all kinds of smoke, and this like woman, like, different kind of version of saging, I would say. I don't know what that was, but I'm gonna act like I didn't see that and everything. It wasn't an ideal date, but it was cool. On her way to the date, Nikki had mentioned that she loves animals and that she saved like 16 dogs off the street and everything. Saved a bird, saving all the animals and everything. Usman said that, what, I love that she loves animals, but in my culture, we just don't do that, basically. So when Nikki and Usman were on their date, now, I don't really like this Nikki girl. Here's why, and I could believe in that, and I could see it. And I forgot to mention this last week. Last week on Between the Sheets, Colt was about to ask Nikki out, but Nikki said that you better not ask me out because I will embarrass you on camera and everything. So I'm just giving you a warning now. I'm just like, now, why do you gotta be like that? Like, I know Colt got problems and everything. He's been rejected by May, and but why do people have to be mean like that? If somebody is interested in you, or if you're not interested in somebody, and it's okay that you're not interested. Like, it really is. It's okay you're not interested, but why do you have to be a jerk about it? Why do people have to be so rude when they're not into somebody? Like, now if somebody was being pushy and stuff and everything after a couple times, then okay, I've been like, okay, I done told you I don't want you. Now you accept it or you don't accept it, I'm gonna embarrass you. but like just that's just a really big pet peeve of mine. And I don't and that Nikki girl did that to Colt. Like, it wasn't shown, but that's what Colt said on Between the Sheets last week. So when Usman asked her out, she also had said that she likes guys who are taller and everything, of course, because she wants to be at a concert and be like, someone can lift her up and stuff and everything, whatever. So Usman and Nikki go on this date and everything. And Nikki reveals to Usman that she is bisexual. Usman's dumb self didn't know what fully meant. He was like, does that mean the ANAL and stuff? And she was just like, wait, what? Like, I never heard of that. Is that like a different sexual position? He thought it was like I'm like, Usman, like, and she was like, no, it means that I like men and women. Dumb self. He's like, oh, okay. I ain't trying to be ignorant about it. It's just, in my culture, nobody talks about sex and stuff and everything, blah, blah, blah. And so Usman said that, she asked him, like, would you date somebody who is bi and everything? And he tried to explain to his culture that, in Nigeria, they can take multiple wives and everything. But he said if he found the right one, he would only have one wife and stuff and everything. And then she asked him, would you date somebody who's bi? And, basically no. Basically no. So he said it's not going to work out. So they get back. So after the date, Courtney, everybody meets up at the beach for like a little party or whatever. Courtney said that she stayed in her room the whole time, basically because like she was just drained from everything. And Elise comes in and tells Courtney that Chantel and Joe are on a date, and so is Usman and Nikki. And Courtney got pissed because Usman has been going around this whole season by saying that, oh, Courtney's my number one, Courtney this, Courtney that, and everything, but he hasn't asked her on a date yet. So she's upset. So Usman comes to the party, and you got Colt sitting with the other singles, and Colt and Tiffany sitting with the other singles and everything. And he's just like, I'm thinking about asking Courtney out on a date tonight, just finding the right time and everything. And I see her talking to Usman, but she's about to reject him. And one of the singles, Jay, who we finally get to see and everything, and when I preview next week's episode, we'll talk more about Jay. Jay kind of called out Colt. He was like, well, Colt, you did get rejected by May, and May was right there, and Jay gave May a hug and everything. And he was like, okay, and Colt was like, okay, Jay, so who you asking out? And randomly, Jay had just asked out Tiffany. I'm like, oh, okay, and everything. That's different. This is new because, again, we don't get to see the other singles. So I'm glad we're finally seeing the other singles and stuff and everything. So yeah, they asked out, and then we see Courtney and Usman have a conversation. And like, Courtney's just telling them like, you haven't asked me out and everything. And then he was like, well, you were with Colt last night and everything. So like, I don't know. So Courtney's like just in this little crossfire because like, she likes Colt and she says that's her best friend here, but he doesn't have a good track record in his relationships. He cheats and everything. And then you got Usman, and Usman is just got done with words basically. But Usman and Courtney talked and everything, and finally Usman asked Courtney out on a date and everything, and she said yes, basically. And so like they're talking and vibing and everything, and they walk back to the rooms. They didn't stay in each other's rooms. They just went back. Courtney went to go take a shower. Usman respected it, and that was that. So after that, we seen Rob and Jen hang out in the bedroom in Jen's room again and having dinner and stuff. I forgot to mention last week's episode when Jen and Cole were getting their groove on and everything, because there was a raccoon that came into the room and stuff and everything during that time. And I'm like, what? I didn't, and for some reason, I did not see it until I watched Between the Sheets last week. I did not see that stupid raccoon. But if I would have seen it, if I'm in a room with a girl and a raccoon gets into my hotel room, I'm kind of freaking out because that's not something to play with and everything. So that's a little creepy and a little weird, but I would just been like, uh-uh. So Jen and Rob had another night together. Now it didn't show them doing the nasty and stuff, but it's just clear that they have not learned from that workshop. But the thing is, I still, even though I don't like Jen, and I do think she's playing both Cole and Rob with the lies and everything, all of them are all here to find love and to date and everything. Jen, there's been rumors saying that Jen is probably spreading herpes and stuff, and which is ridiculous. People need to stop with those stupid rumors. Jen had to go on social media and say that before filming Hunt for Love, everybody was tested for all of that, and she had to share her test results to reveal that she's fully clean of all that stuff. So I don't know why people would say that, but yeah, like I said, I don't like Jen, but that was messed up, and she did not need to have to defend herself with that. Like, people need to stop it, and she's right, that is defamation and everything. So, like, seriously, people, clickbait stories, quit assuming things unless it's 100% confirmed. That's why on the Nathan Temp 2 page, that's why I don't do the full gossip until it's 100% confirmed. I don't like doing the behind off camera gossip until it gets on ET News or whatever, or the 90 Day Fiance pages or whatever. Until it gets there, I don't do the gossip and stuff, and I don't do the rumors and stuff and everything until it is confirmed by multiple sources. So anyway, we have that. So then the next day arrives. The dating coaches wanted to meet with Jen and Cole to talk about like what happened at the workshop and everything. And Cole basically says he's all in with Jen. No ands or buts. He's like, this is the only perspective. She may disagree with this, but I only like her, nobody else. This is it. Jen revealed that, and I think and Cole needs to understand this. Jen was in a bad relationship with Jesse. Forget her relationship with Tim, but her and Jesse, maybe on season 2 of Single Life, they look like they got along great and be like the perfect couple. But we know Jesse. Like, she said Jesse was controlling, and then Jennifer's ex-husband was controlling, and they always put her like in this bubble, wouldn't even allow her to leave the house. So she feels that Cole basically triggers that basically from her and everything. And the dating coaches point that out. And so, the dating coach said, like, if you're gonna hang out with like Rob or somebody else, just be honest. And Cole, you may not like hearing that, but you have to respect the honesty, basically. And Cole needs to understand that nobody's wiped it. And that's the thing I don't like. The only thing I don't like about this whole thing is Cole needs to quit acting like Jen is his wife and everything. It's cool that you like her. That's great. But she ain't your wife. And she, as you can see, she's playing and she's trying to get to know people. So, dude, like, back off. Why don't you go find somebody? There's like 16 other people there. Why don't you go find somebody? Like, so they talked about that, and they talked about starting fresh and everything. And then as we wrapping up that conversation, all of a sudden we just start hearing ambulances. We hear sirens go off, and an ambulance is there, and everybody's like running to the scene and everything. Like, what the heck happened? Now, here's the rumor that is confirmed. Now, I will say this. Apparently, in that scene where the ambulance comes in, that happened to be Colt. I guess Colt did break his leg. And this rumor has been confirmed. Colt and Vanessa were supposed to be on season 1 of The Last Resort. But right at the start of filming, Colt did break his leg and they left. And so then that's how Molly and Kelly they replaced them with Molly and Kelly. Um, and I guess like after, I don't know what happened, but I guess like Colt really messed up his leg. Something, he must have fell or did something. I don't know what he was doing here for Hunt for Love, and re-injured his leg again and had to be rushed to the hospital. So we'll find out what exactly happened next week, but that rumor has been confirmed that that person was Colt, basically. So we're praying for Colt and everything. I'm sure he's all right, because he's clearly walking. He's been walking on between the sheets, so I think he's all right. So, and as we preview next week's episode, I guess they're gonna have like a boys' night out and a girls' night out. I guess like Elise and Jen are gonna go at it again, call each other out. And remember when I mentioned Jay asking out Tiffany? Well, remember, Tiffany has been talking to Carlo and Rocky, and mostly Carlo, and the relationship with Carlo went south because Tiffany revealed that she has 2 kids and everything, and Carlo does not want to be a stepdaddy, basically. And so, judging by the previews, knowing that Jay asked her out, Carlo's pissed off about that and is going to confront Jay, and then they're going to actually push each other and and get into a little scuffle. And I cannot wait to see that. Now I would expect that from Cole. I didn't expect that from Carlo. Carlo seemed like a really genuine guy and everything, but I expected that from Cole. I did not expect that from Carlo. So when I see that next week, when we recap this for next week, Carlo's going to get dragged by me for a number of reasons. So, and I'll save that for next week. So yeah. Anyway, guys, and then we see Tim, Rob, and Tiffany talk. Tim saying that he's still liking Elise. Bye, Tim. Bye. You know you ain't gonna be dating no Elise. Let's just make that. It's a little kid. It's your little school. It's like the nerdy kid trying to date the head cheerleader in school. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute, Tim. But you ain't getting no Elise. No matter what you say or what you think that how much y'all have in common, you ain't getting Elise. So yeah, I'm sorry. But anyway, guys, that was it of the episode. That's the end of this review. It's heating up. It's heating up. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back on next week to recap Happily Ever After. So until then, y'all stay safe and have a good week. Love you guys. Bye, y'all.